Let us get them started. It's the finals. Pixelandy versus Giovanni in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. On the left side of your screen, it is 5-time DAS Masters champion Pixelandy. He has won this event 5 out of the 7 times that we've held it. What is that? July, July, the first time we had it, September, October, January, and was it February? I believe so. Giovanni making his first appearance in the finals, been in the semifinals 2 times. One of the months that Pixelandy did not win, the player who knocked him out was Giovanni in the top 8. That was in August of 2024. Giovanni took out Pixelandy, but there was just Artiaga's all the way down. Dog was next. And Dog, of course, went out to win that tournament, so that's how that match went. 85,000 here for Pixelandy, 100,000 for Giovanni. 2 fairly evenly matched players. Pixelandy ranked number 1 in the Premier Poll. Giovanni ranked number 4. Go to premierpoll.com, Premier with an E at the end. Both players with PBs of 1.32 million. Giovanni's slightly higher, about 2,000 points higher. So pretty darn close in PB, super close in ranking. $155 Pixelandy, $149 Giovanni. Both players getting 2-round buys. Pixelandy took out Fractal in the top 16, Eliash in the top 8, and Bendy in the final 4. That's a pretty tough slate of competitors. Giovanni got that 2-round bye, took out Wallbant, then Blue Scooty, and then Leo. 228 for Pixelandy, 201 for Giovanni. This is a best of 7. The first player to 4 wins is the winner of the match, therefore of the tournament. We had our 2 remaining Americans played each other in the semis. Our 2 remaining Europeans played each other in the semis. So now it's the USA versus the world. Giovanni representing the world. 292 for Giovanni, 262 for Pixelandy. Pixelandy was the runner-up in the CTWC in 2020. Giovanni, the runner-up in CTWC's DAS World Championship in Germany last year. Finished second to Robin. And Giovanni looking to take this DAS Masters match. This whole tournament. Get a first place next to his name. 371 for him. 333 for Pixelandy. A skimming at Tetris for Giovanni. 396. 380 on the nose for Pixelandy. Okay, about 20 lines to go till the level 19 transition for Giovanni. The speed is going to increase by 50%. The players trying to get what points they can before that 19 speed increase hits and then take their stacks down a bit. They can play a little lower on the board. Only 2 players have beaten Pixelandy in this tournament, and thereby knocking him out. One of them, Giovanni, 541 for him, 542 for Pixelandy. Giovanni's into level 19. So Giovanni was one of them, and the other one was his own brother in March. Tetris Giovanni 592. Pixelandy's into 19 at 567. Tetris for Giovanni. He's got a gap on row 1 though, or a hole. I should say hole. A gap is on the surface of your stack. A hole is in the middle of your stack, and I don't know. I always get that. I always just say the wrong thing. 621 Pixelandy, 625 for Giovanni. He's got a column 7 well. He's trying to keep open. The board continues to climb, and sometimes you just choose the wrong time to go center well. And hopefully try to survive this. $653 for Pixelandy. Giovanni takes that stack down a bit, exposes that well. And long bar goes in. Tetris Giovanni. That'll help bring his stack down as well. 698. Pixelandy 685. But Andy is back by 13 lines. So pace-wise, Andy, has an advantage. Of course, now has holes in the board. He's trying to fill in. Both of them do. And, Das on level 19. Of course, if you're used to watching, rolling matches, modern matches with open play style dominated by rolling. Say, this is not that big. What's the big deal? It's not that, it's not that fast, not that high. So difficult. T-spin there for Giovanni. Opens up the right side, needs a quick bar, gets square over. Long bar gets over. Tetris Giovanni 774, 767. For Pixelandy. Giovanni with another bar gets over. Taking a couple of skims here. 811 for him. 767 for Pixelandy. Andy has got holes in the stack, though. Gets a Tetris in, but so does Giovanni. So both players trying to bring this down. Giovanni, ahead by 20,000 points, but also 10 lines ahead. He's going to hit 29 in, under 20 lines. Andy's still with like 20-something lines to go. So Giovanni knows that, and he's setting up for a Tetris. He's gambling. He knows he's going to need to get it eventually. He's not going to count on Andy just topping out. He's going aggressive and taking the points, and this is what we have seen in Giovanni in the earlier match against Leo. He just went for it, and he makes the decision early, like, am I going to need points? I'm not going to wait around. I'm not going to leave my fate in another player's hands. Gets another Tetris, 936 for Giovanni. So all he can do now is sit and watch and wait. 10 lines to go for Pixelandy. 2 Tetrises would do it, but he's not really in a position now. Here's this thing for Andy. He does have this post-29 playability that, okay, he's actually, if he can set up for a Tetris here, he can go no burns. He has to go no burns to get this. And he's got the pieces to do it, and he's set up. He needs the bar. Where is the bar? The bar gets in, and he gets over, and Pixelandy is going to take it. He snakes that long bar in to that messy stack. He had a Tetris buried in there, and he gets it at the last possible moment. What an end here in game number 1. Oh, my word. What a game. Both players doing really everything they can possibly do. Giovanni, going aggressive early, knows he needed the points, and yeah, he needed them, but Andy somehow able to weasel out of it with a long bar down, just snaking through and finding a Tetris dirty to take game number 1. That is totally crazy. Oh my God, we got a 3-2-1 tortoise. That's rare. We have a countdown bot. If you're watching on YouTube or watching the VOD or whatever, we have a countdown bot, and programmed in are a couple little Easter eggs. One is 3-2-1 Texas, one is 3-2-1 tortoise, and those are pretty rare. I haven't seen tortoise come up in years. I don't know what the odds are on that, but there it is. What does that mean? What does it mean? So Giovanni actually has a Buko spin set up, but he's not going to wait around. He's going to just take care of it. If he had gotten an L piece, it would have been interesting to see if he went for the Buko. Tetris for Pixel Andy, 70,000, 51,000 for Giovanni. 1 out of 100. I think it's rarer than 1 out of 100. I could be wrong, but I think it might be 1 out of 500. And I don't even remember what else is in there. Of course, there was the big scandal where I had added into there, like, we are calling you about your car's extended warranty or something. That was instead of 3-2-1 Tetris, it was 3-2-1. We are calling you about your extended warranty. And a player was so distracted by that. And they blamed that for losing a match. 166 for Giovanni. So the meme's a lot rarer in the countdown bot nowadays. No name. I won't tell you who it was. There's the spin tuck of the Z for Giovanni. Don't say who it is, if you know who it is, or we'll mute you from this channel. 212 for Giovanni, 208 for Pixel Andy. You didn't know that spin was possible. That Z spin? Yep. It's spin tuck with the Z. It looks great when you do it that way. You'll see it a lot more often over in like column 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or column 8, 9, 10, I guess. Or no, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 283 for Giovanni, 256 for Pixel Andy, long bar down. Andy, 279. Tetris, Giovanni, 312, 285 for Pixel Andy. Oh, Giovanni setting up that T-spin because he knows he can like build out that left side. Rather than having a little notch up against that left side wall, he can move that piece all the way to the left if he can nail the T-spin. And of course, Giovanni, a lot of confidence in all the moves. 405 for Giovanni through 85. Pretty good. 383 for Pixel Andy. Might have been a little misdrop there for Giovanni. Well, he was scratchy. That's one of the big nemesis of the classic Tetris player is itches and scratching or a bug flying around. Pollo, this is the finals indeed. You always sneeze and misdrop. Yeah, I try to. It's really tough because like I want to. Now when I play, I'm in my office and nobody else is in my office, but I still want to cover my, stupid face when I'm sneezing. And how do you do that? I can't do it. So my backup is to try to sneeze with my eyes open, and that's not easy either. 459 for Giovanni, 436 for Pixel Andy. So Andy up kind of above where the next box would be. Poyo, no. It's only been won by Andy and Dog. $446 for Pixel Andy, $527 long bar in Giovanni, $550 through $119. So another 4 Tetrises available. 4, 3, 3. Yeah, 3 Tetrises available. I know math. Oh, Giovanni cannot get that S all the way to the right side. So now he's got to be a little careful and really kind of just needs RNG to help him out. This is really tough, Giovanni, and that's going to be a top out of 551. That is a top out. The chase down here for Pixel Andy is going to be 552. And yeah, that drought entering the 19 kind of transition phase, pretty bad. But Andy gets a Tetris 535. And of course, you know, that information Andy knows. So he knows a top out was happening just into 19, so he can adjust, and he's just got 10,000 to chase down here, and that, of course, he's got all day. So pretty tough giving a game to Andy at all. So that's if he can finish this out, that's going to do it. Andy going to take game number 2, go up 2 games to none. We do not want to go down 3 games to none against Pixel Andy. So Giovanni, it's not a must win, but it's a really, really, really would like to win. Of course, I feel like every game against Andy is a must win. I mean, all right, the 5 below set up for Giovanni. Long bar in Tetris. Giovanni, a skimming at Tetris for Pixel Andy. Both players are at 24,000. As we start in game 3. Best of finals only, best of 7 only in the finals. I think otherwise it's too much. 8-Bit Lord says Skibbity Tetris. I don't really know what that means or why you said that. Just seems like a non sequitur, but thank you for your engagement in this channel, regardless. People always say that. I don't get it. All right, tied in score in lines again through 22 lines. It sounds sus. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it sounds. People just say it at these random times. It doesn't make sense. Tetris for Giovanni, 127. Mr. Brain with the 646 gets us up to 1020. $180 to go to reach our goals. You guys have been so generous this stream. Would love to meet our goal. I may bring this goal down in subsequent months, maybe to 1,000, as we introduce potentially a monthly Stupid Tetris Monthly tournament. Vicious Rhubarb has a theory. Does the fact that Skim and a Tetris sounds like Skibbity Tetris make the Tetris that comes after a Skim quite Skibbity? Yeah, I don't really understand what you're saying by any of that or what you're postulating, but again, I appreciate the engagement. Vicious Rhubarb. 242 for Giovanni, 218, and a Tetris for Pixel 80, 241, and 1 for Giovanni. Vandy, any opinions for the Nev videos on the CTWC channel? I don't know what the Nev, you mean new videos? Yeah, I haven't really watched them. I think I appear in one of them, and I just don't want to. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to. I don't need to see that. But I'm glad they're being posted. It's great. $292 for Giovanni, $259 for Pixelandy. But of course, CTWC in just a few days. It's June 4th. Spin Tuck of the T for Giovanni, a Skim and a Tetris for Giovanni, $339, $307 for Pixelandy, and another Tetris Geo. So both with 84 lines, Giovanni up by 33,000 points, Tetris and a half. So yeah, CTWC in just a few days. I don't know exactly the schedule. I forget if there's anything on Friday. But I think I'm streaming most of the time here on Monthly Tetris. Do a little watch along party. Of course, we will not show the live footage. But, you know, for those of you who are unable to go, don't want to go, whatever, we can hang out here all casual like. I'll try to contain my spicy takes, but I mean, I'm not going. I don't know if I'll ever go, but I don't know. Should be a fun time just to watch, and I'm going to be watching anyway, so may as well hang out with you all. 480 for Giovanni, 430 for Pixelandy. Quals are Friday. Yeah, it's kind of one of the reasons I love going and seeing everybody, and I love doing comms, although that wasn't going to happen this year. But I don't know. I kind of like having a certain distance now, because then I'm free to say whatever I want. Whereas if I were involved, then, you know, if you're involved with somebody, you don't go, oh, thanks. You know, I'm part of this, but also this sucks, right? So obviously it doesn't suck, but I want to be honest, you know. 548 for Pixelandy, 573 for Giovanni. And I don't mean anything sucks. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a great tournament. It's a great time. And they do a great job over there. But I do want to, I don't know, I do like having a certain distance, editorial distance, so that I can just, you know, feel free to say what I want. Tetris for Giovanni, 654, 604 for Pixelandy. Yeah, I would say so, Fireworks. Yeah, especially if you're being hired, right? People aren't hiring you to... Oh boy, Pixelandy there, 641. Bringing this down, Giovanni bringing it down, 709. Yeah, if you're being hired, especially, you know, nobody's paying you to, criticize them publicly, but... 741 for Giovanni. But yeah, I like to say what I want. 746 for Giovanni, 657 for Pixelandy. How do I feel about the location change to California? Yeah, I mean, it makes me less likely to go. 694 for Pixelandy, 807 for Giovanni. Fancy me says, say what you want, Vandy, tier 1 resub, 13 months. 839 Giovanni, got a big lead over Andy right now, over 100,000 points, and so Andy's going to have to start thinking about maybe pulling a Giovanni and going aggro, because Giovanni's got a good lead. 874, 733. I have nothing against California except the Los Angeles area, really, just the transportation, so annoying, so expensive. You know, one thing, it's expensive, taxes. It just everything, and you know, just the cost of things there just seems very expensive. And honestly, I'm on a limited budget, so I'm on a fixed income. All right, 847 for Pixel Lady. Max out for Giovanni. So yeah, I don't know. I like going to Portland better. Weather is better for me too. A77 Giovanni, 916 for Andy. And, you know, of course, there's always the Andy playing into level 32 factor that you got to consider. There's a Tetris Giovanni B15, whether Andy can chase down, you know, 165. And yeah, no, not going to happen. Both players going to top out. Giovanni takes game 3 handily with a 1.15, 200,000 point lead at 29. It is best of 7. Yes, Yaka, best of 7 in the finals now. You know, best of 7, you can guarantee there's no other matches after this one. Unless they're playing like CTL or DCL or something, but that's not my problem. But yeah, I do like best of 7, but I don't want to make it best of 7 throughout the tournament because I think that's just too much. Like potentially 14 games is a lot. Dirty Tetris Giovanni 28,000. There's Andy's first Tetris 31,000. DJ Mr. Burrow says Danny Cox paid $7 for a corn dog at a place I recommended to him. I was kind of embarrassed. I'll make it up to him on Friday. All right, there you go. $7 for a corn dog should be a crime. I mean, listen, the market will bear it. You're a captive audience there in California. You can't, you know, it's big. You can't go to a neighboring state to get a deal on a corn dog. So that's what the market will bear, I guess. 148 for Pixel Andy, 126 for Giovanni. You paid $30 for a coffee and a lame croissant, which you believe had spoiled meat. Some people pay a lot of money for spoiled meat. It's a delicacy. I don't know, Pollo. You come from a country that eats corn fungus, so I don't know if you can talk. Wheat la coche? Oh, my God. 199 for Pixel Andy, 157 for Giovanni. There's a skim for Giovanni. Tetris Pixel Andy 225. There's one Giovanni 204. Same line count. You won't get offended because most Americans don't know what wheat la coche is. Yeah, it's not. It's not something I go back to. Vanny, can you get some 1.2 luck? Yeah, here it is. Ready? Luck. You're welcome. We got $180 to go in this prize pool. Sorry to harp on it, guys, but to me it's super important, you know, just to try to get as much as I can for these players so I turn out to be a broken record. But on the other hand, you know, I feel like I got to do it on behalf of these players. So if you do want to contribute to the prize pool, you can get us some part of the way there. This is the last match of the tournament. So realistically, our last chance to try to make our prize pool goal of 1,200. If we get to 1,200, we can pay our players, our top 8 players instead of just the top 4. So whatever you got kicking around, that would help a lot. 180 left. I get it. You know, economic uncertainty, all that. Are we paying tariffs? Are we not paying tariffs? Who pays the tariffs? Nobody knows. So I get it. 360 for Pixelandy, 352 for Giovanni. Papa Petro with the Prime sub. That's a good reminder. Thank you, Papa Petro. Appreciate that. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you do get a Twitch Prime subscription that you can grant to the streamer of your choice once a month. But it's use it or lose it. You cannot save them up, so don't lose it. And consider using it for our channel once in a while. Tetris Giovanni 422. There's one. Pixelandy 431. Andy ahead by one line. Timothodius with the Prime sub. Thank you, Timothodius. That could be, now, are you Timothodius because you're odious or because you're like some sort of Greek god or something? Oh, the line spin for Geo. I missed it while I was thanking Timothodius. Yeah, thanks a lot, Timothodius. Distracting me with that Prime sub. Andy is into 19, 507, 493 for Giovanni. Oh, it was a false alarm? Oh, all right. Tetris for Pixelandy, 556, 519 for Giovanni. The spin for Giovanni, the burn, the Tetris, 544. Timothodius, all right. You don't remember when you made it or probably even why, but there it is. Thank you so much. Appreciate that Prime sub. 547, Giovanni, 562 for Pixelandy. Poyo says, Geo is fearless, so cool to watch. Yes, indeed. So 50, about 40,000 points behind Giovanni, but also, all right, now the lines are tied. The lines are tied, so 12,000 point lead for Pixelandy. So it's less than half a Tetris. 611 Giovanni. He's got the score lead right now. Triple for Pixelandy. Tetris for Pixelandy, 630. Tetris for Giovanni barely skates that bar over to the right side. 667. Oh, my word. Andy is set up for the Tetris. Long bar gets over 691. Giovanni filling out that left side. Oh, my word. That long bar to the right side. I think he tried to tap it over. Gets another one over, though. 699. He takes that triple. And he's going to open up a center well Tetris or middle well column 3. There's a Tetris Giovanni, 739. He's ahead by 8,000 points, back by 4 lines. So if it comes to the end, then that very well could be. Look at that adjustment for Giovanni with that T-piece. Are you serious? And a Tetris Giovanni, he gets Tetris earlier than he should have, really. What the heck are we watching? 800,000 for him. Tetris Pixelandy 795. Tetris Giovanni. Another Tetris Giovanni. There's one for Pixelandy. Giovanni, one line apart. Giovanni ahead by 37,000 points. Tetris Pixelandy, though, he's got holes in the stack. He's going to have to clear those away. Giovanni with a clean stack. Takes a skim, can afford it. There's a Tetris Giovanni, 933. So Andy still cleaning the middle of the board. Oh. Okay, that bar gets to the left. No really great place for a square. And Andy just in this slowdown, which seems endless. Giovanni with the max out. He's ahead by about 175,000 points. With just a few lines to go until level 29. So I'm not sure what Andy can do otherwise, except try to get a Tetris here and then maybe, setting up for 2, even setting up for 2 or 3 isn't going to do it. He's going to have to kind of skate this out. And he's not going to be able to do that. No level 32 chase downs for Pixel Andy. Giovanni is good. Passing on Tetrises. He doesn't know how many he needs, but he is good. The long bar goes in. And was he going to get another? And no, it wasn't, but it doesn't matter. Giovanni is good, and he's tied this up 2 games apiece. Game number 5. The winner of this game will have a huge advantage in the match. It would put them just 1 game away. Andy walking around the room. I don't know how you do that. It is a best of 7, that's right. A skim and a Tetris there for Giovanni. He's at 48,000. There's a Tetris Pixel Andy, 45. Pixel Andy with the walking around intimidation strats. Giovanni seems unfazed. 76,000 Pixel Andy. And I don't know if he's trying to communicate something here or what. I don't know. All right, Tetris Pixel Andy 107. There's a Tetris Giovanni 163. We are playing Tetris. All right, center well Tetris 1 row off the bottom for Pixel Andy 158. Here's a Tetris Andy 183, Giovanni 234. Another Tetris Giovanni. Another Tetris Giovanni 283, $180 to go till we hit our prize pool goal. Then we can pay the top 8. Right now, we're just paying the top 4. That means Eliash and NG Seaman and Blue Scooty and Merker to be out of luck. Oh, man. They're going to be crying. Anyway, use the Matcherino command for, if you want to contribute to that prize pool. 313, Giovanni, 279, Pixel Andy. Right, Pixel Andy kind of quick tapping that piece over to that left side. 307. 362 for Giovanni, the Kingsman key tuck, I guess. Tetris Giovanni 287. Or 387, sorry. 387. Did I say 2? 387. Tetris Geo 410. And another. So Giovanni with a decent pace here, 433 through 99. Tetris Pixel Andy. Okay, spin for Giovanni, setting up long bar column 9 to get Tetris ready. He's got some burns available. And there's Tetris Giovanni, 481, 410 for Pixel Andy, who's setting up column 5. Trying to catch up here, back by 95,000 points. There's a Tetris for Andy. And let's see what he's going to do. Lots of center wells today. Says Watermelon Cowboy. Tetris Giovanni 552 sets up. Gets a Tetris 574. One line away from 19. He's going to single easily here into 19. Not going to let that board get out of sorts. Good little adjust there for Giovanni with the S and the Z. He's at 600,000 here on 19. 467 for Andy. He's now one line away. He's going to spin that S to get that line. Long bar in Tetris Andy, 492. Tetris Pixel Andy, 516. 650 for Giovanni. Tetris Giovanni, 676. Long bar over Tetris Pixel Andy. Another Tetris Andy, 569. 704 for Giovanni. Okay, so they're 2 lines apart. Giovanni up by about 110,000 points. Tetrises on the level they're about to enter, level 22, worth 27,600. Tetris Giovanni, 768. Best of 7 in this format's got to be very taxing. You've got to maintain focus, potentially over the course of 7 games. That is tough. 800 here for Giovanni. Covered well. Opens, gets the Tetris. 832. 692 for Andy. All right, Giovanni Tetris, Andy Tetris, 140,000 point lead. Gio ahead by 4 lines. Gio gets a Tetris, burns the cover off the well, gets another one, 930. Andy still digging a little bit. He's going to uncover. He's getting his board established. Yeah, he's going to go aggro column 9 set up. Tetris Andy, 765. 964 Giovanni. Oh, Andy cannot get that bar over to the right, so he's going to kind of drop it in the middle. Reestablish his dash, gets a Tetris. 806. Giovanni with the max out on 27. Andy knows the assignment. Oh, no, this is going to be, unless he can get the bar over to the right side, that's a Tetris, and now he's really in trouble. Giovanni's so way out ahead. And yeah, Andy knows that is a top out. Giovanni's going to take game number 5 and go up 3 games to 2 in this finals. It's a best of 7. Giovanni is 1 win away and has a 1.18 in game 5. Going to be a Giovanni Robin rematch? Is one of the Americans going to make it to the finals? Don't know. I'm very curious to watch how that goes. Bacon says, should have made it best of 5, Andy. Yeah, see, Bacon, you're biased. All right, Giovanni with some early traffic and he's got to get out of. Tetris Pixel Andy, he's got his first one. Tetris Andy, starting off with all Tetrises. Giovanni getting it sorted. Nice long bar adjust. Now kind of just naked long bar setup here. And oh my word, he's going for it early and gets it. Giovanni is doing things his own way, that's for sure. Uncovers that right side, 91,000. Andy, he gets a Tetris, 37,000 for Giovanni. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day. 106 for Giovanni, 139 for Pixelani. Long bar goes in Tetris. Thanks for the follow, Lukey Alt. Other Tetris, Andy, 185. Giovanni with a good clean board now. Tetrising, 129. Oh, Andy with that long bar flat. Kind of I didn't see if that was a double flip or a no flip or what that was. 233 Pixelani, 177 Giovanni. By the way, if you're watching, follow us on our socials. I'm starting to post stuff to our socials. I've just realized, I don't know, there's so much history that we have. It's a deep, rich history in CTM, and I just figure there's a lot of folks that have only been following us for the last year or two, and maybe they're unaware of it, and so I'm trying to post a lot of, at least one a day. That's my goal, one a day. Something about history or a record or whatever on this day in history. So follow us on our socials to see that, and if you've been seeing them and you're annoyed by them, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to stop. 305 for Pixelandy, 269 for Giovanni. We're monthly Tetris, I think, pretty much everywhere. Tetris Giovanni, 315, 351 for Pixelandy. Frantic Thumb is here. Tugi, Tuosh, Bacon, Toka, Pseudo Canard, Dancing Longbar, Robin, Mino Floof, Rorschach, RXS, Stoke, Dan V, DDS, Cora. All the stars are here. Kayla with the $20 contribution. Thank you, Kayla. We're 160 away from meeting our goal. Somebody want to be the hero and get us all the way to the end so we can pay our top 8? That would be amazing. Or we can, just 8 people kick in 20, 16 people kick in 10. We can do this. 406 for Giovanni, 445 for Pixelandy. So Giovanni, after a rough start, has closed the gap a bit between him and Andy. He's back by about a Tetris and a half now. I have a penny. Do you want it? Says Sebi. Yeah. Get it in there. You pay like a 32-cent transaction fee, but get it in there. 515 Pixelandy, 455 Giovanni. Long bar over. Tetris Giovanni, 479. Another Tetris Giovanni, 502. And another one, 525. So he had the real-time lead there for a moment, but still ahead in lines. Andy takes the real-time lead back. And now the lines are tied. Andy ahead by about 38,000. About 1.8 Tetrises. Tetris Giovanni, 574. One line to go till 19. $20 from Pseudo Canard, heeding the call. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. We just need 7 more people like you. Giovanni is in at 598. 612 for Pixel Andy. 1 line to go. Long bar over. Having maybe an over shift, or I don't know, maybe plan shift. Not sure that's square, but I guess, yeah, with that, you can burn that away fairly easily if you bring the board down. So maybe plan, not sure. All right, Andy uncovering, trying to. And he finally does uncover. Tetris over Giovanni, 679. Andy at 670. Tetris Giovanni, 707. Pixel Andy, long bar over, 699. Tetris for Giovanni. Giovanni with the clean board, 762. Andy with not the clean board at 703. So Andy trying to bring this down. Andy needs to win this one to stay in the tournament and try to get his 6th $2 USD ravioli super chat. Hopefully my parents don't catch me. All right, Andy takes that skim of a double. 20 Dan03, $10 contribution. All right, thank you, 20 Dan03. Really appreciate that. Thank you. What 1070 is what we're at. Oh no, Pixel Andy, long bar over Tetris, but the middle of his board is messed up, and he's back by over 100,000 points from Giovanni with a messed up board. Giovanni's board not quite Tetris ready either, but seems like it's in a little bit. Well, I don't know. We'll see how these boards shake out. Giovanni 872, 767, 40 lines to go for Andy to do whatever scoring he's going to do. Giovanni's board getting up a little bit high though. Long bar gets over to knock this down. 878 for him. All right, Andy set up with a good board. Giovanni still about 2 rows, now 4 rows to knock down. Tetris for Pixel Andy, 840, 891 for Giovanni, 18 lines to go. It's 5 lines ahead of Pixel Andy. Giovanni clean, gets a Tetris, 928. Long bar in Tetris, Pixel Andy, 877. Giovanni with 14 lines to go. Long bar over Tetris, 962. If he keeps scoring, he can take this. Pixel Andy, Tetris, 913. Needs to find some more points, though. Tetris Giovanni, 998. He sets up long bar column 9. The adjustment. He's waiting out the bar. There's a Tetris for Giovanni, A33. Andy is going to have to Tetris out here. A35, that is the target. Andy has to set up for 3. He's got to set up maybe for 2 and get, if he can get some points. Oh no! And that bar to the left, Andy's not going to be able to do it. And Giovanni is going to take this in 6 games. Giovanni is your new classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters winner. Giovanni, you have taken it. You are a winner of dinner. What the heck? Giovanni, you are the winner, the first non-Artiaga winner of Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters. Tugi says, F off America. Giovanni, congratulations. How do you feel?
I'm stunned, honestly. I'm not really I haven't realized it yet. It's been such a long journey. I wanted this for such a long time. I've come close several times. And it's kind of a payback for me in some way for the loss at CTWC DAS. I've always struggled with my mental, let's say, after the tournament. And this kind of is what definitely fixed it. Because I was always oh yeah, I'm going to choke, or yeah, I'm not going to perform well under pressure, right? So when I feel I always have to show that I'm good. Obviously, when you have to show that you're good, you get less good because you have more of a burden on you, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so you've made
So
it
this
into
is
this.
it basically.
Yeah, you've made it into the semifinals of this tournament a few times. Obviously, came up short. You went to CTWC DAS in Germany, made it all the way to finals. Came up just short. Of course, Robin with a great performance there. You win this one, and it feels, I don't know, DAS Masters. It's something I came up with a year ago, and now it feels like it's like a major thing. People want to win it. What is it? What is it? How is it to have a monthly DAS tournament, to like be able to test yourself every single month?
It's what has pushed me to keep playing after CTWC DAS. I was like, after CWC DAS, I was like, I don't know if I can keep the motivation for a whole year and keep training for the whole year just to come back to the next CTWC DAS. With this tournament in the middle, kind of always gave me something to fight and strive for.
Yeah, excellent. Now, of course, the big elephant in the room is always that Pixelandy is there. Pixelandy has won this 5 times. I feel like his presence kind of looms large over this tournament. And of course, you didn't have him on your side of the bracket, so that you pretty well knew there was a high probability that if you were going to get there, you were going to have to go through Pixelandy at the very end. So how do you approach a match with a player like him?
All the previous tournaments, I kind of failed also because I always like kept looking ahead of me. I just gotta live in the moment, play the game that I'm playing currently, and just look what's next. What's next? When I was down to 0 in this final, I was like, you know what? Just play one game at a time, and I got a back for back.
Yeah. So what?
Also, I want to say, I think.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry. Very, very important for me. A shout out to my girlfriend.
Yes.
Who is also gonna be at CWC DAS. She found some funding from her parents, so she's gonna be able to be there for the second and third day of play. And like it's so important for me, like psychologically, like that serotonin boost. And just she's amazing, and she's always so supportive, and it really helped me keeping it together during the whole stream and also before, because the last few tournaments that I played, I literally felt ill before the tournament. I started fever literally started spiking, and I shivered, and I physically didn't feel fine. I think it was kind of psychosomatic due to the previous losses, and I'm a very competitive player by nature.
Yeah.
And so these kind of losses kind of can take a toll on me, and she really helped me. So shout out to her.
Well, yeah, certainly, very sweet, and it's always great to have someone there to support you for sure. Yeah, now it's definitely great to have somebody to support you, and it's just such a long journey, really, for a lot of people. Just that kind of, I don't know, it almost felt like this was never going to end. Like nobody was going to be able to win this tournament except for 2 people. You've come in here and done it. Just a bit about the gameplay here too. One thing that stood out is just the aggression early. When you're in later rounds, you're going to be up against these tougher players, and you can't count on them to top out. And so, you made the decision. It seems like early on in a few of these games, you're behind. You're not going to wait and hope they top out, and hopefully you can chase it down with time running out. You're going to go and get those points early. So maybe you can talk to me a little bit about your approach to those kind of games.
Absolutely. So for me, first of all, like from a psychological point of view, I did the same thing that I did during the first CWC DAS. And it was just take a game at a time and play how I like to play. I like to play in my elements. I like to play like in my zone. I like to play like how I like to play, which is take a risk, be aggressive. One way I always say is don't be scared. Play well. Don't underestimate your mechanics, because one thing is that you can take an amount of aggressiveness proportional to your mechanics up to a certain points, because obviously that's very strict limits. But if you really are able to push it and push it and push it, like from a mechanical point of view, to the point where you hit every quick tap, you regain dust fast. You have at least the same decent slow tap as well. That always helps, and it helps you keeping the level of aggressiveness high. And plus, it's just how I like to play. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, there is a tendency for some people to tighten up a little bit. They're in a tournament and they become a different player than they are just from a fear. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to, I don't want to look stupid. Oh, I did a move I didn't really have to do because it's over aggressive. But in the end, you've got to play your game and the way you are. And really, just strategically, it seems like it works because, what you see a lot is players, getting to the end, they got like 30 lines to go and they don't have enough runway. And even when their opponent tops out. And so it's like if they had done a little bit more early on to take the risk to try to make up some of that ground early, they maybe could have done it. But, so that, they a little bit maybe too conservative. So it seems to work for you.
Yeah, I live by what Fractal said during, I don't remember, I think it was CTLBC 2023, when, I think Kingsman was, and he asked him, what is your secret? And he was just score higher. But,
yeah.
I mean, that's literally it. That's literally it. That's what I try to do, what I like, how I like to play. Just don't even look at the other people's game. I mean, unless you're like 150K ahead, or like 150K behind or something like that, I try to not let how the other person is playing affect how I'm playing.
Yeah, well, it seemed to work massively. Got multiple 1.1s. What was it, back 4 back at some point? So now you're the winner, and this is really good going into CTWC DAS in Germany, which you're going to. So how are you going to approach, from now till then? What are you going to do? Somebody asked in chat, are you going to go for the 1.4 for DAS? Are you going to take a break? What are you going to do? What's your plan?
I'm not going to take a break. I'm not really going for PB. I might try to find a little bit of high 1.2s just to keep my pace brain active. Just so that I keep the gear that I can switch to when I really, really, really need to go for it. For example, today I really didn't play. I played 1 or 2 games. One was a A80, but it was I really pushed it in the pulse. And one was a transition trainer game that was a 650K. And I think that's really what made me for example, win in game 2 against Rio, right? Because I was so much behind. I just went for it. I was at this point, who cares? If I play normal, I'm just going to lose. So I might as well go for it.
Amazing. Now, of course, that field is going to be a little bit more difficult, I think, because you have some American players going, Fractal and Pixel Andy and Scooty and me. So you're going to have, it's going to be a very difficult tournament, I think. I mean, assuming all the other, assuming most of the other players from Europe go, plus the contingent from America. So what's your ideal finals matchup? Who do you want to face in the finals?
I mean, if I get to the finals, I mean, honestly, I'm going to try to win my darn hardest, but I'm going to officially feel satisfied if I get top 4.
Mm-hmm.
But in the finals, I would like either to play Fractal, who is my GOAT, I love him, or Tugi or Leo. These are probably the top 3 players. Obviously, Pixelandy is up there as well. I'm scared to play him again. Honestly, I'm scared to play him again because I know he's gonna I won't say cuss words, but he's gonna be very angry. Let's say he's gonna be vengeful. Okay.
Yeah, Pixel angry.
Nice one.
There you go. All right, Gio, any final words or any shout outs you want to make to, as we wrap up here?
Much love to anyone. Don't get distracted by your dreams, whatever they are. Just pursue them and enjoy the ride.
Hey everybody, this is your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.